Alexander Calder, sculptor artist. Alexander Calder. These are sculptures by Alexander Calder. They're considered portraits. Can you see the faces made out of wire? Think about the challenge. The wire had to be suspended, so he had to attach the eyes to the sides and the nose and the lips. They had to come from the wires that created the shape of the face. Here they are from a different angle. See how different they look? Because they take up space. So a sculpture has height, width, and depth. And when you look at it from the sides, it looks different. Yeah, that's my reflection in the background. I saw these sculptures at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Alexander Calder was an American sculptor known as the originator of the mobile. It is a type of moving sculpture made with delicately balanced and suspended shapes that move in response to touch or air currents. He was born on July 22nd, 1898, and he lived until November 11th, 1976. His type of art is considered a sculpture, and he did go to school at the Art Students League of New York. Below we see the fish tank. Unfortunately, I cannot find a picture of this in movement, but if you were able to see it in action, over here there is a lever, and if you were to turn the little lever, what happens is it moves these pulleys and the fish move up and down and look as if they're swimming, and the little waves wiggle back and forth. So they look like they're moving fish in a fish tank. This is the strong man. He is from Alexander Calder's circus. And later I will show you a quick video of him playing with some of the parts of his circus exhibition. You will see some of these. This is the sword swallower, and this is a clown. We see this guy in the video also in the video. And I believe that this is one of the flying trapeze artists. All of these are made out of wire, fabrics, and different materials. Here we have an elephant. This elephant is mounted on a piece of wood, but he is one of the collections from the circus that Alexander Calder created. Here is a full display of birds, all created out of metal and wire by Alexander Calder. Here is a fish. It is considered a mobile because these little hanging pieces, which look at like the scales, they move. It's suspended and they wiggle and glisten. It reminded me a lot of rainbow fish when I saw it in real life. This is something very different. This is one of his sculptures, and it is called 5 Discs and 1 Empty. Well, what he means are these circles. And we see if we counted them, we have 5 circles. And then we have the empty. That's the hole where one of the circles might have been. Notice the scale of this building behind it. This is very large. I could easily walk under and through this sculpture. Here's one of his mobiles. It's huge. This is at the museum in Washington, D.C., the National Gallery. Down here we have my sons, and they are standing there. Believe it or not, this sculpture at this size is so well balanced that when they were standing here and they would blow air, it was enough to make this mobile move. And it is balanced by these other pieces that are over here. This is in the Museum of Philadelphia. Let me see if I can get it to play. I took this from the Grand Gallery, and it shows this mobile moving. See how it's gently moving? And that's just from the air current from the people being in the gallery and the breeze from the door on the lower part of the gallery. So we're watching this mobile up here, gently moving from the airflow. And again, you can tell its size. There's a man standing right here. I don't know who he is, but you can see him next to it to see the size of the sculpture. And it is a mobile. Here's another one of his sculptures. This is again at Washington, D.C. And what is cool about it is it's kind of interactive. Just like the mobiles, if you blew on them, they move. Well, this one is hollow. It's circles inside of circles. And depending on where it is, that's near the light from outside. So the sunlight changes it. It changes its shadows. And we also can see it changes based on who is around it. Look, we see these funny kids peeking through the sculpture, which makes it interactive. There they are, close up. So it is something that changes based on what you're seeing. I'm going to share with you some of these videos now from Alexander Calder's links. So let me bring them up. I will first share with you the circus. And here is a quick video of Alexander's circus. Try and get the sound up and rolling. Come on, give me full screen. There we go. Buffering just a moment. It's coming up. Trying to connect to the internet. As you see up on the top, it says the Whitney Museum of American Art. That's in New York City. And it is, sometimes this video is on display there, which is pretty cool. And so are the circus characters. So here we have him. This is Alexander Calder setting up his little circus and the characters. It's kind of like a toy. That's one of the ladies, the fancy ladies in the. Oh, look, he has her jumping over a rope, and the horse is galloping around the circus circle. Oh, she collected that on her way around. How tricky. Ooh, what's going to happen now? Tightrope walker. Look how tricky he is. I'm going to fast forward through a little bit of this. Jeez Louise, how many outfits does he have on? This is the guy we saw before. We saw this in the preview. So see, he used wire and cork to make part of the bodies for these. the elephant. And the ringmaster. See how he's using the tube to make him spout the water? Look at the little dog, how he makes him walk. All right, we're going to exit this and we're going to see what else we can watch. I just wanted to show you one of his mobiles close up, or some of his mobiles moving. A little bit better than the video that I shared with you before. Okay. See how delicate they are and balanced they are? See how many circles there are when you look at it? He threaded the disc through the wire and then put loops to balance them. See closely how they're loops so that they can move freely. They almost look like they're floating in the sky, right? Did you see the price on that? That's crazy. All right. I just have one more to share with you. Thank you for being patient. And I hope you're actually enjoying a little bit of this. Come on. No, we don't want another video. We want the Alexander Calder one, please. No, thank you very much. I don't want a commercial. Ugh. Oh, well. We might not get to see it. Here we go. Just look at all the fun shapes, all right? The last one we looked at was all discs. This one we're seeing rounded triangles. This one kind of reminds me of Swiss cheese. We have primary colors. It's very colorful. He frequently worked with primary colors. I'm not able to get it to play. It's lagging. But you get the idea. You see how it's suspended by a wire here. Then we have loops on the wire, and it comes around. And we have these other shapes coming off of it. See how intricate it is? Well, I hope you enjoyed this presentation of Alexander Calder, and you got some ideas for what you might create for your project. I included this because this is another one of his many cow sculptures. This one included wood. I like this mobile because of the odd shapes. It almost looks like found objects. Here we have a small sculpture in the front and the very large version in the background. When it's a small version, it's called a maquette. That's the practice. I find Alexander Calder's art whimsical. When I have seen his sculptures in the museum, I only wish I could touch them to make them move.